Welcome to The Eclectic Thrifter and Crafter, where we thrift and craft with purpose. It's Smalltalk Sunday. Pour yourself a cup of tea and join me for another miniature. It all started with an abandoned box of doll furniture. Hopefully, by November, I'll build a dollhouse that looks just like this, or as close as I can get to it. Today we're going to make some polymer vegetables. I'm going to try and use up the polymer before I start in with the paper mache. After we make a few fruits and vegetables, we're going to move on to our kitchen work table. I'm not particularly talented with polymer clay, and it tends to get very soft in my hands, but I have a lot left over from 4-H, so I decided before I start using paper mache and making projects from that, I'd better use up my polymer clay. So we're going to start with the fruits and vegetables and see what we can do. If you would like to see a really talented young lady, please visit Sugar Charm Shop. I'll put a link in the description below. The heavy grit sandpaper makes a wonderful texture on the oranges. For the proper scale for the oranges, you're going to want to roll them the size so you fit 4 across that 1-inch square. Tangerines might be slightly smaller, you'll fit 5 across that 1-inch square. And those are the beets. They're roughly the same size as the oranges. And while we have the red polymer out, we're going to make some radishes also. Now we're going to move on to the broccoli. For the broccoli stem, I've mixed lime polymer with the white. Texturing it with a bottle brush. As you can see, it puts a wonderful texture on it. Now next we're just going to use some powdered pastel to highlight the green on the broccoli. For the cauliflower, I'm going to add a little of the beige Fimo to the white polymer clay. Because cauliflower is not completely white, it has that kind of a beige tint to it. For the table, I'm using 1/2-inch square craft wood. Now we're using our craft sticks. We're going to cut the ends of them off so that they look like pine boards. And this is our Proxen tabletop craft saw. It is a circular saw. The frame for the top of the table measures 6.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Each leg is 3 1/4 inch tall. The support board in the center measures 2 inches. We're going to take our craft sticks and glue two end to end, and we're going to simulate a plank tabletop. The blue painter's tape helps support it while the glue's drying. Now we're going to take two base pieces of wood. I'm using all my spare craft wood. I've sanded the edges. Everything's even, and we're going to glue them down. Wood glue is a very sturdy glue, and that's what you're going to want to use for this project. You'll want to alternate the seams of your wood so it looks natural. I'll be putting the foundation together this week. I'll share that with you on Tea Tuesday. And we'll get started putting the flooring in. The flooring throughout the house is going to look just like this. It will simulate natural hardwood floors. Next, we're going to build a shelf for under the table. I will use this leftover craft wood to make a base for the shelf. And we're going to cover it with plank wood just like we did for the top of the table. When you're making small cuts, it's advisable to use a guide stick to push your wood through. At this point in the project, I've painted the table a beautiful green, very reminiscent of the 1920s. And while it's drying, we'll clean up our tabletops. The kitchen in this build is going to be reminiscent of the 20s and 30s. It's a beautiful green. Thank you for joining me today. Please like and subscribe. Share my thrifting and crafting channel with your thrifting and crafting friends. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Check us out on Instagram and tap that notification button for upcoming announcements for thrifts and crafts. But most of all, have a lovely, lovely day.